I'm Nick Clooney, and you're listening to the Hey Brother podcast. Join me and my brother Mitch as we challenge each other and other Catholic men to grow deeper in brotherhood, strengthen our faith, and find greater freedom. Hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Hey Brother podcast. It's great to be joining you guys. I'm joined by my good friend Will. He has been on the podcast before as a fill-in for Mitch. And sometimes we get mistaken as brothers because of the whole bald beard look. But it's good to have you, Will. It's welcome to the podcast, but really it's a welcome to your basement. Yeah, because it's the new studio.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Life is treating me good. I mean, we just got done with. Well, I don't know when this will be uploaded, but we got done with the greatest week of college football. We're gonna see this year.
It was some good football.
Outside of probably the final week of the season, which is when everybody plays their big rival. So, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just getting to next Saturday.
We're recording on a Monday today. Is there ever a weird transition in from the weekend, having good football and then going to work or do you talk to people about football at work?
Yeah, my good buddy at work, he and I literally just sit there and talk about football together for most of the day.
Yeah.
A good amount of the day. If we're not super busy, we'll just sit there and talk about football.
That's awesome.
So it really just depends what's going on. But yeah, we'll sit around to talk about football and be like, he's a big Oregon fan. I'm a big Ohio State fan.
Oh wow.
But he's not like an obsessive he's obsessive.
Yeah.
But he's not like a bad fan where it's like, so like you have a bunch of Ohio, like, okay, as a Buckeye fan, I gotta explain this real quick. Okay? I know this has no importance.
Let me buck-splain.
Let me explain this. Okay, Buckeyes are crazy. Yeah. We're crazy. Everybody has their rabid fan base. Mm-hmm. So there's like a bell curve, right?
Sure.
But like percentage wise, it might be similar to a lot of other fan base wise. Like let's say 10% is crazy. Okay. 10% of Ohio State fans are crazy. Well, if you have 1 million Ohio State fans out there, just an example, they're Probably more like hundreds of millions. Okay, not 100 million. I mean, there's an alumni base. It's the largest alumni base in America. So, or one.
I would say it's between 1 million and 100 million.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But like as an example, let's say you have 1 million, right?
Yeah.
So 100,000 is your rabid fan base, right?
Yeah.
If people are just nuts, they're crazy. They decorate their whole basement like it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're buying season tickets.
At whatever. So, but then you have like a team like, let's just say Purdue. Purdue has a fan base of, let's just say, 500,000.
Yeah.
Well, their rabid fan base is only 50,000.
Right.
So you're going to have a lot more of that, but the percentages are probably all pretty close.
I would so interesting.
I would say because
I think it's a lot easier to be angry with passionate fans. Whether that's I think Buckeyes probably are one of the easiest teams to kind of hate.
Yeah, because you're not going to hate on teams when they're losing, right?
That's fair.
So generally, especially in the Big Ten, you pretty much just beat everybody consistently outside of Michigan.
Yeah, well, that's like the cool thing that they've added Oregon and Washington in, right? Those are actual matchups. They're not Illinois, or I guess Illinois is decent this year, but they're not just cakewalks.
No, they're not the Purdue's. They're not, even I'd say Minnesota's mid-tier, but Minnesota's, the mid-tier to the top there's just a wide gap. And the gap's hard to close.
Yeah.
It is closing, but it's not closing at the rate that you think it would. And I just think Ryan Day is also a good coach, so it's just
that's where I might have a difference of opinions.
You don't think he's a good coach?
I don't like Ryan Day as a coach, really.
Why not?
He just gets so much talent and then hasn't beat Michigan.
He's beaten Michigan once. In 2019, he crushed them. He's destroyed them.
Yeah. One out of
Justin Fields.
4 or 5.
1 out of 4. Yeah, he's got it's 1 to 4.
1 to 4. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Buckeyes fan either. I am a Buckeyes fan because I live in Ohio. My brother's a Buckeyes fan. I've been to several games.
Yeah,
my dad's a Buckeyes fan, but I'm not a diehard. I turned on the Washington game for a quarter, maybe not even that. But I don't know. There's something I look at Ryan Day. I'm I don't know if I like this guy as a coach.
I don't know. He seems like actually a good person.
I mean that might be true.
I don't know. The difference between a man, he seems more okay, so Urban Meyer was a great Ohio State coach as well. Both of them, I would say, are very even level when it comes to the standpoint of how good they are. Mm-hmm. I would say Ryan Day has actually probably recruited a little bit better than Urban Meyer has, but also it's more money now, so it's a little different.
I would hire Ryan Day tomorrow to be a recruiter.
Yeah, he's great. I think it's mostly because the guys like him. Like there was so one of my dad's buddies, he's a ref. So he's a D2 ref / he does some, I think, he does a little bit of D2 reffing. So he's in like a bunch of group chats and stuff with like refs. They talk about one of them was talking about Ryan Day because he's a buddy that's a D1 ref.
Okay. A
bunch of buddies are also D1 refs, and they're Big Ten refs, and they talk about how Ryan Day can be a little vulgar on the sidelines, apparently, and a little bit, could be a little mean, like a Brian Kelly sometimes on the sideline to players.
Turning red in the face and like
not red, not that bad. From what he means not animated, but he's very hard on his players. He's not easygoing. He's very, and apparently, if that's true that he's a little bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
If he was bad enough, that national championship team, those guys wouldn't have come back, because you're not going to stick around and be around an ass.
Yeah. I don't think he's an ass. I don't think I get he's a likable dude. I just feel like they won this championship almost in spite of some of his coaching.
Yes, and it's because the offense and defensive coordinators were amazing.
Yeah.
And my last point is this: before we actually get into we're getting our actual stuff. Okay, sorry. Yeah. This is what happens, guys, when I get into football.
Talk about the Buckeyes. Don't get them started on Lord of the Rings.
We're not going very well. But my last thing is this: I think he actually cares about the players. I think it's really hard, especially the generation before the. I'm not going to say these guys didn't care about their players, because I have no evidence to say that they don't. But, I don't think he is a win at all cost type of person from what I've seen. Granted, I'm not on the field. I'm not at practice. But, if something like, I don't think he's that person that's like, I'm cutting you loose because you're not going to help me. You're not going to help me win, or you're going to help me win. I'm going to cover everything up you do.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think he's one of those
integrity.
people.
Yeah,
he's got a little bit of integrity, and I think he cares. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he actually genuinely cares about the players. I think he always says.
I think my critique of his coaching is I think he outcoaches himself. A lot of times. He's
a great offensive mind and even partially defensive mind.
Yeah.
But man, when you get to that level, that high end level, you start outcoaching. You start overthinking things.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Literally, just fall forward and you'll get the first down.
Yeah.
There's literally the defensive tackle's right here. You have a gap right here. Just fall forward.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna run. We're gonna run a run to the outside and get tackled for not get the yardage, right? So yeah, I get it, right? People, I think the great coaches will talk themselves out of simple things because their mind doesn't work that way.
How long has Hartline? Now I've been late. Now I'm stirring the pot. But how long has Brian Hartline been calling plays? So this year?
Just this year.
This year. Okay.
Just this year, and we don't know who's calling plays. Yeah. I was listening to a bunch of podcasts on Sunday about a bunch of the guys. All of the Buck. It's Bucknut and a bunch of other podcasts that were there. They don't know who's calling plays. They think it's Brian Hartline, but they're not 100% sure who's calling plays. So it's like one of those things where you're like, what's really going on?
I feel like I credit that I guess Chip Kelly was probably calling them last year, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And people were like, I can't believe Chip Kelly left. That's terrible. I'm like, he got offered $9 million to only call offensive plays at Las Vegas. Of course you would leave.
Right,
like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You don't have to recruit. All you have to do is literally just call plays and hang out with and do that all day.
Yeah.
So, all right.
You're putting a cap on it.
I'm putting a cap on it.
I might cut depending on. I'll listen back, but if it gets too Buckeye heavy, I'll cut and put that at the end of the conversation for like the true Buck fans. I'll be like, hey, me and Will just talked for
20 minutes,
5 minutes, 10 minutes about Buckeye football. If you want to hear that, stay to the end. It's after the credits. So maybe people will catch that cap, maybe not. That's one thing you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Tell me what else you're passionate. Like that's like I could sum it up in my mind knowing you well enough. It's like football, Lord of the Rings, faith, and family. And I'm like, those are the things that I see.
In order? No. I get it.
Yeah. No, not in order.
No.
Thankfully. But I do know you're passionate about these things and And I don't know if it's always been the case. So like one of the things that I wanted to kind of explore and ask was like your story. Like how did you become the man that you are today? Besides, forgetting to shave a few days. This
few
is like
years.
2 days.
A few years
of growth right here.
I wish. That's a good that's a good question. It all kind of, where did my faith begin? I technically, because I am a cradle Catholic, so technically it began, when I was baptized. But for the most part, what
was that like though? Like, cause like cradle Catholics all have different kind of experiences with what they mean by cradle Catholic. It can be, I was raised Catholic and I was thankful that my parents did a good job of like passing along the faith. I was raised Catholic and my parents just were nominally Catholic. They didn't really live the faith out at all. Or a lot of people are like somewhere in between. So what was that like for you?
Well, that's a good question to ask, because when I think about it so my parents went to mass every Sunday.
Okay.
They generally didn't skip unless it was like we were sick or for whatever reason traveling, we couldn't get to mass. Mm-hmm. All valid reasons why you just can't get to it, right? So we've always gone to mass on Sunday, probably till I was in high school, we went to mass every Sunday. So my parents were very we prayed the rosary when we were little kids together.
Okay.
So there were things that we did together. But I don't know, when it comes to it's really hard to describe what it's like to be a cradle Catholic, because parts of it I will say are not fun, because it's
parts of being Catholic aren't fun.
Yeah, because it's I'm not trying to rag on anything, but it's not being Catholic is not very, at least from my perspective, it's more logical more than anything else. From the perspective of, yes, I have felt the hallelujah, loving Jesus, the whole, feeling that, I would say more Protestants have felt. And that's a lot of times how they grow in their faith.
An emphasis on the experience of
the experience, right? And I felt like I did have that. I had a little bit of it, but most of my experience is more this just logically makes sense.
Okay.
This is just to make sense as the truth, right?
Yeah.
And it's very clear. There's plenty of evidence for it. So when I think about it, it's like as a especially as a cradle Catholic, right? So you're raised in it, right? So I went to public school till high school. Okay. Then I went to Catholic school in high school. I love the Catholic school I went to. Great Catholic school. I have many. I won't send my kids to Catholic schools now.
Okay.
That is a personal choice of mine, just because we're gonna homeschool, but that's a completely different topic another day.
A whole can of worms.
That's a whole can of worms that are about to come out. But I had no problem with Catholic school. I love the Catholic school I went to. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I like the guys I hung out with. They were all great guys. Actually, most people I hung out with didn't actually go to school with me, because my high school experience was mostly at youth ministry, right? And so most of those kids were public school kids, besides me and 3 other dudes.
Interesting.
And the whole reason I went was because I liked a girl there.
There we go. The ultimate call.
The ultimate call.
It's
because you like this girl.
Yeah, there's pretty ladies, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, and then you're so I liked the girl. I went, and I was like, all right, this is not for me, because I didn't really care. I liked the people there. I just didn't really want to be there after a little bit. So,
I feel like it's a pretty common experience, though, with folks coming into or growing up cradle Catholic. It can be a very cerebral exercise, that meaning mental, what you're saying. It's more this facts oriented thing.
Yeah, and it's just what you know.
Just
what you know.
And unfortunately, our catechesis classes lean into that. It's can you remember these Jesus facts? Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. You can go to the next level of catechesis.
Yes. And I think the bigger problem is that cradle Catholics have this idea of by the time you're in your 20s, it's been beaten into you.
Yeah.
It's been beaten into you. It's just what you know. It's what you do.
It's not even very high quality information that's beaten into you.
No, it's not.
It's it's useful. It's good that I know some things from not RCA, but our religion classes. But
yeah,
it's there's so much more.
Now in high school is very different.
Okay,
high school is great because religiously, from a religious perspective, it was really good actually. So it was very. So when you're talking, we had high quality education, theological education.
Yeah.
So like we had somebody literally come in and talk about NFP.
Oh wow!
Like not just talk about it by saying it's what's right, but like she literally came in and talked about the charts. So she showed all the charts,
wow,
everything like that, and how that works and everything. So like instead of just saying don't use contraception, right?
Yeah.
They were like, don't use contraception, and if you're in a financial hardship, this is the solution that the Catholic Church has provided, which is NFP, which, you know, is a whole... Wow, we're just opening up all cans of worms on this episode, aren't we?
Keep going. I expect nothing less sitting down and talking with the Mr. William Weller. So
yeah, this is a normal conversation, guys. But so like I had a very good... From the perspective of like what's right and what's wrong, I had a very good bringing, at least in high school, from a theological standpoint.
Yeah,
especially in the classroom. You know, we had to take scripture, theology of the body, all these types of stuff. I don't know where theology of the body was in there, but moral theology probably was where it was warped into.
That's awesome.
Would
you say you were like sold on the faith at that point? I feel like, for a lot of guys' experience, my experience included, it's like, I heard all these things, the factual things, but there was something still that was left wanting in my heart, potentially, for like, am I actually bought in? Am I actually gonna live for God? Like, I know it's the right thing to do, and I'm gonna do it, but like, was there ever a point where there was like, now I'm sold? Like, I've definitely like, I'm gonna start living life for Him.
Oof. Well, are you still sold? Are you sold now?
Yeah.
You sure?
What are you trying to get at? Like, what are you?
I'm trying to get at is that I think you're always working towards it.
Yeah.
So like I don't, cause you're not gonna, cause the battles you're gonna fight against Satan aren't just once and done. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where a lot of people who come in more spiritually wise, that's where the struggle is, which is you have this big powerful moment, but then first thing that happens in your life, you just fall off the wheels because you don't have a foundation set. Yeah. So my thing is, when did I become sold that Jesus Christ is my Savior? Probably senior year of high school.
Okay.
So throughout I went to youth. So I did not go to youth group really that often my freshman year. We had a confirmation retreat, which I really liked. It was good. Okay. It was a 7-day retreat up in Notre Dame.
7 days.
7 days. Yep. We took over Holy Cross for the whole weekend. Wow. For the whole week. It was great. It was a fun time.
That's amazing.
You know, I get confirmed my freshman year of high school. So, between my freshman and sophomore year. Sophomore year rolls around. I go to this thing called Antioch, the Antioch retreat, which is, you know, they have them all around the country. Mm-hmm. But our church has it, and I unwillingly went to it. I didn't want to go. So I never wanted to go.
How did you get talked into going then?
A bunch of my friends were doing it, and my mother told me I'm doing it.
Peer pressure and mom.
That's how that works. So I end up going. Have a great time. It was a good time. So I was in the fall, so we have a spring retreat in which we can go back and help out on, or go on it again if we really want to. Okay. So we can be on team, or we can, you know, and I didn't want to be on team, but I was once again forced into being on team.
Forced.
By my mother and many others.
Praise God for your mom.
And honestly, the reality is once you're on it, you have to be bought in.
Yeah.
Cause when you're on team, it's 3 hours.
Team is like the group that facilitates
it. Cause the retreat is a high school led retreat. Okay. Adults aren't really involved at all, except for just keeping you on track. Okay. So the adults have nothing to do with it. Yeah. And so you have to be bought in because it's every Sunday, 3 hours. Wow. Together as a group. You know, I was usually on prayer team. Okay. Which meant we just prayed a lot, and because we have 24/7 Eucharistic adoration at our church, so we would be able to do that while they're doing their talks in the basement. We go up to do Eucharistic adoration, to pray for them while the people on talk team are giving their talks. Oh wow, that's awesome. To pray for them, and it's really powerful. So you know, it was great. I really suck at silent prayer, so I bring headphones and do music praying with headphones in. Yeah. I bet there are plenty of people out there that are like, that is terrible. You should not be wearing headphones while you're at Eucharistic adoration. That is terrible, but I did it.
I'm not one of those people, so no judgment. Whatever gets you closer to our Lord.
Yeah. So that happens. You know, I help out again my junior year, both times my junior year. My senior year rolls around, and I liked it because I liked the people. At least people were fine. People were good, so I just kept doing it. My senior year rolls around, and they're like, "Will, you're giving a talk." I'm like,
no thanks, right?
They give me the binder, and it's like in front of everybody. It's like in front of like 40 people, because the team's big, because there's three teams, so like each team has at least 10 people. Okay. So and then there's adults in the room, so like there's 40 of us. Okay. So I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, okay. And
who decided that you were going to give a talk?
The adults get together, and they're like, "Who's giving talks?" Okay. I think I was giving a pity talk, or a talk I had to be giving a talk, because they usually like to split up 5 girls and 5 guys. Okay. So fall rolls around. They're like, fall Antioch, and they're like, "You're giving a talk." I'm like, sure, I guess. And it's like it's like 15 minutes. Yeah. And so everybody does a script. So everybody likes to write this whole big script out. So I was working on it. I didn't really know what to say. I don't even know if I believed what I was saying. like the guy started having a lot of self-doubt. Yeah. I was like, what am I doing here?
It's scary to give a talk.
Like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm only here because I think that girl over there looks cute still. Okay. Yeah. And, there's a one about 5 billion chance of me going on a date with her. That's why I'm sitting here. And so what ended up happening is I end up going, I'm giving, so like I had this whole script written out. I didn't use any of it. Well, I used some of it, but I used a lot of it, but I didn't read any of it. Yeah. So like we would practice giving the talk, right? And I'd never look at it. Like I had like a stack of paper, like that big, like pretty big, pretty thick piece of papers. And I never looked at it the whole time. Yeah. Like I just kind of, and I was never on talk team again, because then we get feedback.
Sure.
And all my feedback to people, well, not all of it, but some of it was like, can you like sound more natural? Like stop like read, like you don't like, I want it to come from you, not from what you write. Yeah. I get it. It's supposed to be helpful, but like a part of me is like, why don't everybody just do bullet points? Yeah. And I get it. Some people just aren't great at public speaking, and I don't blame them. I don't get frightened by public speaking. I get a little nervous, but like 10 seconds in, boom, we're rolling. We're going.
Yeah. Adrenaline hit. You're ready to go.
Adrenaline hits, and you're just like, and then you just kind of forget about everything. You just keep going.
Sure.
So I just had like bullet points, and I never looked at any of it. I walked around the room, had a great time, great talk. And I felt as I was giving the talk, I really felt the Holy Spirit. And that was when things changed. Yeah. It wasn't the practicing giving the talk. It wasn't right before. It was during. Wow. And man, I felt like I was on fire.
That's awesome.
I felt like I was on fire all throughout the night. Into Sunday, which is the ending day, I felt like I was on fire the whole time. And then, that's kind of where I started to like gain a love and trust in the Lord. Yeah. And like wanting to really be committed towards Him. That's where I really started hanging out with like my youth group friends all the time. We were hanging out all the time.
A couple things come to mind in that. There's like one, like the power of intercession and prayer, like the prayer team that you were so accustomed to heading up and leading and being a part of. Like they're praying for you probably during your talk. And so like there's a lot of power in intercession there as we pray for people. But then also like the Holy Spirit coming when we're in these moments where He has a message for somebody else. Like He comes and like wants us to like share that message. Yeah. And I appreciate your openness to like being able to receive that. I think that's and like since I've known you, I know like there's no duplicity in you. No. Will's gonna say what's on his mind. No. And like the Lord works with that really well, because it's like, okay, here's my mouthpiece. Here's what I need you to say, and like, okay, I got you. Will's coming and bringing the heat. He's bringing the fire, which is good.
Yeah, I don't even know. Even to this day, I'm not like So I felt it then. Let's continue on this journey a little bit. So, summertime between my senior year and my freshman year of college, hanging out with the youth group kids the whole time, like our youth group friends, right? Okay. Like all of us, we're all seniors, going into our first year. Like we hung out like almost every day. It felt like every day together at least. It was constant. The difference between me and my brother are significant when it comes to, so like I would get home at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning without telling my parents. Yeah. And my mother finally woke up one morning, one time at like 1 or 2, and just said, "I don't mind that you're out this late." She's like, I don't really mind that you're out late at all. I trust you. Okay. Just text me if it gets past midnight that you're not dead in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good courtesy to give
so
your
like,
mom.
and I felt bad because I was like, oh, I should probably text you, be like, hey, we're watching a movie or whatever, right? We're just hanging out. So and it's funny because you probably know because you have younger siblings, but you're like, Mom would never let me do that. Mom or Dad would never let me do that.
Yeah. I was in the middle, so I had the older siblings.
So you were the forgotten one.
The older siblings, no.
I'm kidding.
Somehow that got passed on to my second little sister. She got the middle child trait where a lot. I don't know. This isn't about my family dynamics, but for whatever reason, maybe it was because it was like 2 sisters, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. In my house growing up, but yeah, there is that dynamic of the older kids don't get to do anything and the younger kids get to do everything. As a middle kid, I felt like it was a pretty fair in between. There was some rules, but there was some leniency as well.
Yeah, I didn't give my parents any reasons not to trust me. So that's where it's like my brother at the end of the day didn't necessarily care that much. He was more like, really? He's like, you would never let me stay home for a weekend alone in high school. They were like, well, of course we wouldn't. We didn't trust you at the time.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, just siblings. And then, because I only had one brother, so we never had the forgotten siblings. Yeah, where it's like, Tyler, who's Tyler?
Well, so it's not that bad. It's not like Home Alone level where like a kid disappears.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some rare family occasions, and maybe people out there have experienced that themselves. But yeah, it is interesting, like where it's like you go through, and I've done this like with all my siblings, and then I'm like, oh, okay, everyone's here, and then somebody comes back from the bathroom. I'm like, oh shoot, like I missed that person. Yeah,
it's a whole Nate Bargatze like.
Nate Bargatze.
He's a comedian. He's like a really clean comedian. It's hilarious, and he just talks. One of the things he talks about is he talks about his younger sister, while she gets away with everything, how she was raised by her best friends.
Oh yeah,
instead of her act like her
parents, and she's like just forgot about her.
No, like her parents were just like her best friend. She's let her do whatever she wants.
There we go. Yeah.
and he's like, and at the end of this whole thing, which is like 15 minutes, like, oh, we have a middle brother named Derek. he's like, yeah, we kind of just forgot he's there. We see him at Christmas. We're like, Derek, who's Derek? Oh, that's you. And we slide over to him. But so that kind of happened. So we hang out a lot, and then I go into my freshman year of college. And, I didn't really have a great stable foundation of my faith. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was based around my friends at this point.
Sure.
Because we go to mass together, go to the lake together, do all these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody who, and so I got to college, and I kind of was still going to mass. I think I stopped going for like a week or two, and then I had some major life events happen. I'm not gonna go super into detail on them, not because it's like, I don't know, it's just not great stuff. This is pretty bad. And it had to do with me. Part of it did.
Sure.
The event that happened did not have to do with me, but the effects and what it caused to me were just really tough, really hard. So I stopped going to mats completely for like months.
Yeah.
Probably about a month or two. And then my youth director back in high school, because I semi moved back home pretty much at that point, because I was like, I need to just go back home.
Yeah.
Granted, my college was about 25-minute drive. So it wasn't like I was commuting essentially. So I get back home and I'm talking to my youth director, Lou, great guy, kind of my spiritual, what do you call that? Your
spiritual mentor, guide.
Yeah, mentor, guide. What are you gonna call it?
Guru.
Well, whatever you would call like you're like when
Sifu?
you go to them, you know what I'm talking about. When you go to them and you're like
counselor.
Yeah, not really.
Advisor.
No. Yeah, kind of. I don't know how to put it.
I'm running out of synonyms, so.
Yeah, but he's like the guy I go to, and it's like, hey, like I'm just like
spiritual dad.
No, I don't even say spiritual dad. I don't know how to put it, but I go to him and I'm like, hey, I just don't know what to do. I'm not really going to mass anymore. And he said, go to mass. He didn't say. He said, well, you can't receive communion, of course, but go to mass.
Okay.
I said, okay, I'll go to mass. I was just like, all right, I'll just go to the 7:30 mass, 7 o'clock mass they have it every Sunday. It's like 30 minutes, shortest mass it could possibly be, no music. I just went, just sat there, but like whatever. So I started going again to mass. I did that every Sunday because it's the shortest mass possible. I just went back home, back to bed. And that's kind of where it started to come back, right? And
that's all the Lord needs is a little opening.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just do a little bit, and you'll get there.
Yeah, it's like sage advice, like coming from. I feel like there's like a tendency, like so if somebody comes to you with a heavy heart, they've been through tragedy, they've been through really hard times, and like they haven't been back to mass for understandable reasons. Like, yeah, I think it's reasonable why you chose to not go to mass. And it's really like tempting to be in the director role or like the counselor role to be like, well, here, let me fix all your problems. Let me fix you and save you. When really like in Lou's wisdom, he's like, just start going to mass. Like just open the door just a little bit to Christ. Yeah. And like that can change a lot. And so like, so you had this moment in Antioch really, like being part of that team where the faith became alive. And a good community. And then when you didn't have that community and then you had this tragedy happen, like the base wasn't there, you lost your footing and you started to stumble and fall, but then Lou kind of put you back on track. Yeah. What happened then? Like, cause like now I know you. I'm like, Will's a pretty faithful dude. He's a pretty good Catholic man. Well,
me moving officially back home and just commuting. Yeah. My parents were like, we have to do something.
Okay.
So I went to Lou and I said, hey, can I intern for you?
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I interned for Lou, doing youth ministry while going to school full time. Yeah. And while working not full time, but I worked like 15 to 20 hours a week. Yeah. I started doing that at the end of my freshman year into my sophomore year. I helped out in Antioch. I've only ever missed one Antioch since I've been able to go in Antioch. Okay. So I've gone as an adult to help out and do whatever. Mostly just to hang around and just be fun. Yeah. And kind of just help move people along, right? And mostly it's herding cattle.
Yeah, yeah. It's like youth ministry. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all right, guys, everybody listen up. We're doing this now. And like I either get people that are really good at listening or like it's like either one or the other. It's like everybody listens or it's like nobody listens. It's like it's like come on, guys. So and I think kids have gotten actually I think the next generation gets a bad rap. But I think they've been doing at least they listen to me.
At least listen to you.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm not.
You got a commanding voice.
Yeah, I don't know. The age gap isn't that severe.
Okay.
Because I'm 20. I'm in my 20s, so mid 20s. So it's like whatever. So like I'm like if they're 16 or whatever, they're not that. I'm not that much older. So it's like, and I'm usually pretty fun. I'm pretty lighthearted.
There's something kind of programmed in us to look for just that next age ahead of life for like guidance and acceptance and like mentoring. Not always. But like a lot of times, like that's what we're looking for. It's like for me, like who's that dad who has 5 kids and like older kids instead of just 2 kids, like that I can look to. Like that's a natural thing that's kind of built into us. So like kids looking towards you in your mid-20s that are high schoolers, like it makes sense. It's like like okay, this guy's not too much more old than me, and he seems like he has got his life together pretty good. I should probably pay him some respect. Whereas like if some middle-aged lady comes in there like, you remind me of my mom. I don't want to listen to you. Like, very big difference there. So you started helping with Lou and interning with him, and then, what was that
So that was fun. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. At the time, I was like, if I can make enough money doing this is what I would do.
Youth ministry?
Yeah, youth ministry at the time.
We probably met shortly around that time. You probably, let's wait. Maybe a little bit after that. You met.
Because that was 2019.
When you met your girl, well, you had your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, that was, so we started dating sophomore year of college. Okay. She and I knew each other through work at college because we worked in the mailroom together. Okay. We started dating. Then COVID hit. The C word hit.
The C word.
YouTube's going to flag this and be like the COVID thing on the bottom. I already know it.
Goodness. I'm glad we're out of those times.
Sorry, Nick. And so, that hit. I didn't really like school. I never really liked school anyways. I went to school because my parents wanted me to go to college. Yeah. And I was like, hey, can I do online schooling? And they're like, well, I don't know. I'm like, it's like it's like a tenth of the cost.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, please. They're like, yes, please.
A lot cheaper.
And I wanted to move out to Dayton, so they helped me get to move out to Dayton.
Okay.
I worked for my now mother-in-law.
Yeah.
So when I moved out here, you know, when I moved out to be here, right, I was like, it was a big risk, right? Because I didn't know anybody except for my wife, and essentially, I didn't even really know her siblings. I met them I met them once or twice before,
Okay.
but never really like anything like, you know, like a lot, right? And so throughout the summer and fall, working on moving over here, I was over here a lot, and they're all really great people. They're all really nice to me, and they still are. I mean, they're family, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can't live. I'm kidding. I was gonna say can't live with them, can't live without them, but
The classic sayings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you know, I move out here. They're I'm liking it, and then I meet you because I want to do youth ministry here, or volunteer in some way, right? So you and I meet,
right?
Because some of my sisters-in-laws were in youth ministry, and one of my nieces were,
yeah, at
the time. So I was like, well, I'll just meet Nick. So you and I met up for breakfast, and you talked me into it. Well, it's kind of like a semi-interview.
I think you already talked into it.
I was already talked into it. It was like an interview.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, this guy like crazy? Why doesn't he hang out with a bunch of teenagers in his free time?
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time when I was youth minister, I would take anyone with a pulse, but I always wanted to vet people to see like, okay, well, what's ministry been like for you? And you were already primed for youth ministry because of Antioch and everything like that from your history. So I'm like, all right, this dude's gonna make a solid core team member, and it was good to invite you into that. And then and kind of to pivot. So like, I know we talked about your spiritual life, your faith journey, and how the Lord's kind of been persistent in there, pursuing you, and like this deepening over the years. Mm-hmm. What about Brotherhood? What's that kind of played role-wise in your experience? And maybe speak on that just for a minute, and then I'll give you a chance to like offer just a few words of encouragement and wrap things up from there.
Yeah. Brotherhood is like, it's like everything. Mm-hmm. Partially. It feels like everything sometimes. It's important. Because I don't think you'll be able to, because for like me, I don't think I've gotten to this point without Brotherhood. So without our men's group that meets every other Monday, I don't think I'd be here without it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'd be at least as catechized as I am now. So since we get some pretty deep conversations, it's all fun. Most of it's fun. And goes a long time.
Yeah. I'm talking about all the apologetics and heresies and whatnot.
So it really depends. I think Brotherhood's great I think everybody needs it.
Yep.
Women need sisterhood. Brothers need Brotherhood. Brotherhood's hard to find. I think Brotherhood's a lot more difficult to find.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Mostly because there's this idea of, I think men, when they gravitate towards each other, it's generally over sports, video games, TV shows, movies, whatever, right? Comic books,
not bad things.
Not bad things.
Yeah.
But like, I think, and then for women, when I see women gravitate towards each other, it's like my kids. It's like stuff like that, right? Like family stuff like that. Like when I think about males gravitating towards each other, like you and I think, what do we have in common, right? Mm-hmm. And the easiest thing for guys to get to, which is service level friendship, is like things that we have in common activity wise. Secular things, things that are easy. To get to know each other. So like to get that deeper sense, which I think a lot of men want, is really difficult because it's requiring you and I to be open to each other and to be weak in a sense. Yeah. I don't mean weak in a bad way. I mean weak in like you need to be vulnerable. Vulnerable is a better word. Vulnerable. And that's why I think it's harder for men like us to grow closer, because you have to number one, be willing to be vulnerable. And know that man's also willing to be vulnerable with you. Yeah. And if they're not willing to be vulnerable with you, then you're not going to be vulnerable back.
Yeah, there's something really attractive when a guy's just authentically himself, both in his like limitations and in his gifts. And like when you get somebody who's sharing like from that place of authenticity, it's awesome because like then it resonates with another guy to share and open up. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, so this life's hard as hell, like sometimes, and like it's good to be able to share that. And walking in our faith isn't an easy thing, and to be able to have brothers in your corner to point to that reality that it is hard, and then also like here are ways that I can see like you needing to grow where I need to grow, and let's walk together. It's huge. It's huge.
Oh, it's big, and I think the biggest thing about Brotherhood is that once it starts, it kind of just tumbles.
Yeah.
And it kind of snowballs into something much bigger.
Right.
Because when I see it, it's like it multiplies quickly. Because like our group that gets together is pretty good about being vulnerable with each other in like areas that we need to like be better about most of the time and stuff like that, right? So like, you know, that's solid. You know, almost what is it, 8 or 9 guys that are doing that are together. So, so when I think about it, I'm like, you know, like that happened quickly. I felt like because you know you're not gonna. I think for most men, especially men who are working all these types of things, you know, to have like 3 or 4 close guy friends is pretty rare.
Yeah.
And having you know 8 plus in my circle that I can know and go to and can be vulnerable with is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think being vulnerable is the most important thing as a man.
Yeah. Such an abundant blessing for like the guys that we get to be close to here in the Dayton area, and grow with. But to wrap things up, you know, either like what I love to do is like either hear like what's one thing you're working on, because that's a good witness to help other men like see like, okay, I'm not alone in working on my stuff.
Yeah.
Or like maybe just something you would offer, encourage men who are listening right now today to help them be more who it is that God made them to be.
Well, that's a good question. I'd encourage. This is what I'd encourage. I'd encourage number 1, if you read at all, which anybody can read, an audiobook that you have to.
Yeah.
Because the audiobook is great. There's a free audiobook out there you should get of it. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It is helping my faith journey.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few things in which I have talked to priests, and priests are like, it's one of the few fictional texts out there that they would say is actually encouraging and will actually deepen your faith. Scott Hahn even says it in a podcast he was on. He was like it encourages it actually deepens your faith into Scripture.
Yeah.
More than anything else. So that's my big encouragement. So I encourage everybody to, you know, if you haven't read or audiobooked it, listen to it.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, listen to it, then watch it. If you've watched it already, still read it.
Yeah.
Read it or listen to it. It's amazing. And then one area I'm working on, so I'm doing both. I'm going to double whammy this.
Double up. Baby,
double up.
Let's
go. One area I'm really working on is being a more attentive father.
Okay.
I'm not like absent or absent-minded.
Sure.
But I feel like I could do better.
Yeah. It's a tough task.
It's a tough task as a father, and as a husband, it's also tough.
Yeah.
But like, especially during football season, it's like even more difficult.
Sure.
So like working on that, we're going to be more attentive to my kids. And
I think it's a relatable thing too. And it, you know, speaks to my kind of journey as a man as well. Is like, how can we be attentive to those in front of us and love them well? For men, it's really easy to get distracted by football or trying to problem solve, or like we bring work home with us, maybe not quite literally, but in our heads, and to be anywhere but the present moment with our families. But that's what they need. And like one of the best things we can do is waste time with our kids. Yes. Because they're not going to remember who won the Ohio State football game in 2025. Like,
but I will.
But like the point being is like what they do remember is our relationship with them, and like the more we can spend time just honoring wasting time with them, which is a really hard thing. It sounds like it should be easy to waste time with your child, but it's not. It's like you have to really intentionally choose to do that and be like, okay, let's go on a bike ride, or okay, let's go on a walk, or okay, let's wrestle on the floor for the 14th time,
or let's, like, my daughter right now loves reading, like just like loves looking at books. So I'm reading the same books over and over and over again,
which can get monotonous, but that's the call, and it's good. So I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you being here on the podcast. I appreciate you as a brother. Any final words before we sign off?
I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I think just stay strong. Stay strong out there, men.
Stay strong. That's great encouragement. And thank you guys so much for listening to the Hey Brother podcast. If you guys want to find out more about what I do as a mentor, head over to crafterformore.com. There you can find out how to help men become who they're created to be, whether that's working through addiction, deepening relationship with spouses, your kids, or even working through some mental health problems. Go ahead to crafterformore.com. I have a free resource on the website there. If you're looking for Brotherhood, we have a Discord community. You're welcome to go to that. The link's in the description. And if you pop in there, I'll say hi and share with you some resources as well. And subscribe, and catch us next week on the Hey Brother podcast. Thanks for listening. God bless.
I just wink.
Thanks for listening to the Hey Brother podcast. If this episode has been a blessing for you, help us grow by sharing it with a brother who needs it. Visit crafterformore.com for more resources in growing a brotherhood, pursuing chastity, and overcoming addiction. Don't settle for less. Hit subscribe, and let's become the men God has created us to be.